Hey guys, NYGHTSTORM here, and in this very, very toxic climate of politics where everything you see on the media is negative, you got Democrats versus Republicans, liberals versus conservatives, Trump is wrong, Obama is wrong, all kind of stuff going on. It's always refreshing to see strong, positive stories of just Americans helping Americans and not really caring if they got a D in front of their name or an R in front of their name. Well, today I was looking on Facebook and I saw an incredible young lady. Her name is Frankie Holbrook, and let me make sure I got her organization correct. It's called Shine His Light Ministries. And she is honestly doing God's work in Georgia. She helps people from the inner cities of Atlanta all the way out to the suburbs of Forsyth County. And I want to show you this video of what she's doing and how she is effectively changing lives from all walks of society simply because it's the right thing to do. So watch this video and trust me, you're gonna love it. Come on, Frankie Holbrook, show America how it's done.
Is it on? Yay.
You're ready.
I am freezing. This is my friend Ryan. Just made friends. We're over here. I'm with Todd and Marcus. This is where Ryan is living right now. We came out here and he was actually out here last night. I'm trying to get him some help. He does have a job and he's walking to the job right now. We're trying to get him like maybe a week by week place. Hopefully we can do that. And so if you guys can help in any way, as always, we want to just shine his light. We want to reach areas that nobody comes to, and we want to help these people because, listen, he's not on drugs, he's not an alcoholic, nothing wrong, but sometimes you just fall on hard times. Half of us are one paycheck away from being homeless right here in this tent. And I mean, it is freezing out here, guys. It's brisk. So, and I wanted to, Todd, Christopher, and Marcus are the guys who brought me over here today, and they rescued a pregnant lady and her boyfriend earlier. And so I just wanted to pop them on. Ryan, you want to say anything to everybody before we go?
Try to stay warm.
Yeah. Okay. And Marcus and Todd actually have been coming over here bringing heaters and blankets. We brought some stuff today. Do you guys want to say anything?
Just from growing up in Forsyth County, growing up here in Cumming, being a local boy, you never really think that this is here at home. You know, you think you've got to go to Atlanta and you've got to go to the big city to find this, but it's here. And as children of God, it's our duty, it's our responsibility to reach out and to help those in need. And it's something that's on my heart and that I want to do.
Now, isn't that special? Isn't that some good stuff? Aren't you tired of looking at all this negative stuff and we finally get a chance to see Americans helping Americans? And I just want to say her name one more time, Frankie Holbrook, and her ministry is Shine His Light Ministries. And I'll put all the information on how you can reach her. But I love seeing stories like this because I'll just say it, 26 years ago, I was homeless, sleeping on the streets of Atlanta. And if you're familiar with Atlanta, I was sleeping in front of 5 Point Station, and I will walk all the time, and I was actually sleeping in bitter cold like that, and I was robbed, I was beaten, my socks and shoes were taken, and I honestly wanted to die. And I just felt that God didn't love me. But right when I was about to give up, I heard this vintage car rumbling, this boom, this engine running. And I didn't really pay attention and look at it, but all of a sudden, I felt someone tapping me on my shoulder. And I opened my eyes, and it was an older Jewish fellow. He had to be at least in his 60s or 70s, and he looked like he was very wealthy, and he was driving this old school classic Rolls Royce. And he got out of his car and he said, "Young man, are you cold?" Now, as a young man, it was cold outside. I had just got robbed. I had no socks on, no shoes on. And I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, I'm cold. And what he did, he didn't even recognize my attitude problem, because at this point, I was mad at the world, and I said, like I said, I wanted to die. But he said, young man, I want to tell you something. And I'm like, what do you want, old man? What do you possibly have to tell me? Let me guess, you think I'm gonna rob you or something? And he just tapped me on my head, and he rubbed my shoulder, and he said, I want to give you something. And then he did the weirdest thing in the world, guys. He took off his socks, which were a pair of Argyle socks and shoes. And he put those socks on my feet. And he said, I wish I could give you my shoes, but your feet are too big. But I want to tell you something. 30 years ago, when I was a little bit younger, an older African-American man stopped his car in front of me because I was sleeping on the streets. I was homeless and didn't have anything. And he asked me, was I cold? And I said, yeah, I'm cold. And I looked at him as this black guy, what does he want? And he said, that African-American man took off his shoes and he had on a pair of Argyle socks and he put them on my feet. And he said, I want you to know that God will cover you even in your worst conditions. Just simply believe and move forth and change lives. And he said he didn't really understood what it meant, what that older African-American man did for him at the time, but later on, it caught up to him. And I would tell you this, he did the exact same thing to me, and I was very, very young. I was 18 or 19 years old, and he said, young man, I know you're going through hell right now, but I want you to know as I put these Argyle socks on your feet, God will cover you. No matter what your adversities, trust him, move forward in life, and change people's lives. And I was, like I said, 18 and 19, I didn't get it at the time, but now that I look back, thank you for that blessing. He did to me what someone did to him in the past. And what Frankie is doing right now, she is helping people come up out of those adversities and changing their lives. And I will forever be grateful to what that older gentleman did because, like I said, he was wealthy. He did not have to stop for some black kid, smelly, hair kinky, clothes I've had on for a long time, hadn't had a shower, breath funky because I hadn't brushed my teeth, no deodorant on or nothing. He stopped, he got out of his Rolls Royce, and he put on my feet his Argyle socks. He loved me enough, and he cared about me, and he didn't care about color. He just simply saw another human being. Well, I want to say thank you on behalf of all people who have been on the streets, who are still on the streets, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I want to say thank you to Frankie and her organization. Thank you for people like Frankie who are spiritually putting Argyle socks on other people's feet and telling them that God is covering them and showing them love and kindness. And it doesn't matter about skin color, political affiliation, or spiritual belief. They simply doing it because it's the right thing to do. And that, my friends, is what's right in America right now. So thank you, Frankie. And I encourage all of you to find someone to put on a pair of Argyle socks. It could be somebody completely different, someone that you would probably never converse with. Someone that maybe think even differently ideology, different political affiliations, different faiths, maybe someone that you just don't like. Show them some kindness this month and put those Argyle socks on somebody's spiritual feet or physical feet, but do something and change some lives today. Because honestly, that, my friends, is what makes America great. So God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Holler at you later. Peace.